Welcome, G.S. Paul again. I think you remember what we have done last. Just to recapitulate what we have done already, and that is digestive system and the food that has been digested. We had brought that food into the blood, and then we had to see this blood going around in the body, and that system is called blood vascular system. And in a blood vascular system, we have seen the blood. The digested food has already come into the blood. Then we had seen the heart, its structure and its function. And today we are going to see the blood vascular system. That is how the blood goes from the heart to all parts of the body. All those blood vessels which take blood from the heart to the other parts of the body, from the heart to the other parts of the body, is called arterial system. The blood vessels which take blood from the heart to other parts of the body are called the arteries. And all the arteries together will constitute what is called as arterial system. So we will be looking at arterial system today. That is the blood going from the heart to other parts of the body. Now we know it already that blood goes out from the heart to the outside from these two ventricles, the right ventricle and the left ventricle. The blood from the right ventricle goes out through the aorta to the outside. Now, as it gets out of the ventricle, the left ventricle, it goes around and bends below the common pulmonary artery and then passes over the right pulmonary artery and then goes behind the heart and is called as dorsal aorta. Now, this arch is called the aortic arch. And the aorta, as it goes throughout the body, it is called as dorsal aorta because it is on the dorsal side of the body. Now, as the aorta comes out, it gives a branch which is called innominate. Innominate means branch having no name. I have tried to show this much portion here. This is the aorta coming out, and this branch is called the innominate. This branch which comes out of the aorta because it has no name. Innominate. This innominate comes into the right arm, and this artery is called right subclavian artery. Now this subclavian artery, as it is below the clavicle bone, it is called subclavian. When it comes in the armpit, this is called the axial artery. And when it comes in the upper arm, it's called brachial. And at the elbow region, it gets divided into two branches, the radial and the ulnar artery. Now this is the right subclavian. When the right subclavian gets into the right arm, it gives out a branch going up the neck. This is called common carotid. Common carotid, when it goes above the neck into the head region, it gets divided into two branches, the internal carotid and the external carotid, supplying blood to the inner region and the outer region of the head, brain. Now then, the aortic arch bends around and it gives a branch to the left arm, which is called left brachial artery. And from the left brachial artery, a branch comes out which is called the left common carotid. It also divides into two, internal carotid and external carotid, supplying blood to the inner and the outer region of the head. Right from that portion, from the right subclavian as well as the left subclavian, a branch comes out and gets into the neck. This branch is called the vertebral artery, supplying the blood to the vertebrae of the neck or the vertebral column. Now, this is how the aorta goes from here. As soon as it comes in the level of the heart, it gives out two branches called the coronary arteries, supplying blood to the muscles of the heart. Now, then this aorta passes through the thoracic region and comes below the heart. Below the heart, it gives out a branch called the splenic, going to the spleen, and a branch called the gastric, going to the stomach, supplying blood to the stomach. And there's another branch which comes out from the aorta on the right side. This is called celiac artery or the hepatic artery, that is supplying blood to the liver. Then the aorta comes down and it gives a branch towards the right side again called superior mesenteric, supplying blood to the upper region of the alimentary canal. That means the duodenum, the small intestines. After that, the aorta comes in the region of the kidneys and it supplies a branch each called the renal artery, supplying blood to the left and right kidney respectively. Below this, there are two branches, a pair of arteries coming, one on the left side and the other on the right side. These are called the gonadial arteries. That means the blood going to the gonads. In case of male, to the testes, and in case of the females, to the ovaries. Below these gonadal arteries, there is another branch called the inferior mesenteric. This supplies blood to the lower region of the alimentary canal. I mean the rectum and the large intestines. That is inferior mesenteric. Then the aorta comes in the region of the pelvis, where it gets split into two regions, two blood vessels, the common iliac arteries. These two are common iliac. The iliac then divides into two, internal iliac and external iliac, supplying blood to the pelvis region. Then the aorta, of course, it has already bifurcated into iliacs, and the iliac on each side then gets into the region of the thigh, and this blood vessel is called the femoral artery, because there is a bone called femur. After the name of the femur, the artery is called the femoral artery. The femoral artery then goes down up to the region of the knee, and it gets divided into two, called an anterior tibial and posterior tibial. Sometimes it is also called tibial and fibular, because there are two bones, tibia and fibula. Thus, the aorta supplies blood to all parts of the body. Now, from the right ventricle, a blood vessel comes out called as the common pulmonary artery. This common pulmonary artery passes below the aorta and then divides into two, the left pulmonary artery and the right pulmonary artery. A right pulmonary artery passes below the aortic arch, and the left pulmonary artery It goes like that. Both left and right pulmonary arteries take the blood into the lung. Now the entire blood from the heart has gone to all parts of the body, and all these blood vessels that I've shown here constitute what is called as arterial system. Now, the blood which has gone to all parts of the body has to come back. And the blood vessels which bring the blood back to the heart are called the veins. That is the separate system. And we call all the veins together as the venous system. That I'll take up next time. And for today, that is what's it, the blood vessels, the arterial system of the human being. Now, next time we'll take up the venous system. Now, as I have already said, that when I'm talking to you, and as I'm talking virtual, you might have some questions. Any question that comes into your mind, write it on the piece of paper, and then put these questions in the comments section, and I will answer all those questions. I will try to answer all those questions, but anyway, I'll answer all those questions. So that is arterial system, and that is for today. Thank you.